They thought I wouldn't notice. They were wrong. It was supposed to be a normal family dinner, nothing special. Just my parents, my cousins, and my sister sitting at the head of the table. She liked that seat, closest to everyone, closest to control. At some point, money came up. Not as a problem, as a joke. They laughed about expenses, about investments, about people who didn't know how to manage things properly. I stayed quiet. They were talking about money. That wasn't supposed to be funny, because it was mine. A few months earlier, my sister offered to help manage my savings. I was exhausted, working long hours, trying to keep everything together. She said she noticed I was overwhelmed, that I needed support. She looked at me and said, "Trust me, I'll take care of it." She didn't hesitate. She didn't smile. She sounded sure. So I did. I trusted her because she was family, because she sounded confident, because I never imagined I'd need protection from my own sister. At first, everything seemed fine. She sent updates, short messages, nothing detailed. I didn't ask for details. I thought that was respect. Looking back, that was my first mistake. One night at dinner, I noticed something was off. A payment I expected wasn't there. I didn't accuse her. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't even mention numbers, and I asked a simple question. She laughed, not nervously, comfortably. She took a sip of her drink and said in front of everyone, "You're bad with money anyway." The table went quiet for half a second. Then everyone laughed. My parents, my cousins, people who had no idea what the money was even about. I felt my face heat up, not because she was right, but because she said it. Like it was obvious, like it explained everything, like I deserved it. I looked around the table. No one defended me. I didn't defend myself either. That was the moment. I stopped talking. I finished my food. I smiled politely. I thanked everyone, and I went home. When I closed the door behind me, the silence felt heavier than the laughter at the table. I sat down and replayed her words again and again. "You're bad with money." She didn't say it angrily. She said it calmly, like a conclusion. I opened my phone and scrolled through old messages. There it was, her text from months ago. "I'll handle it. You have enough on your plate." I believed that. The next morning, she messaged me. "Dinner was fun last night." Nothing else. No apology, no explanation. Just that. Over the next few days, she acted like nothing had happened. She sent memes, asked about work, and made plans. I answered politely, short replies. I was already somewhere else. I started noticing patterns. How she insisted on using her account. How she avoided sending statements. How she always said the numbers were boring. She was right about one thing. They were boring until they weren't. I didn't react right away. That wasn't hesitation. That was discipline. I needed to understand what I was dealing with. People think betrayal is loud. It isn't. It's quiet, organized, routine. That's what scared me. I opened my laptop. I checked the statements, then I checked them again. Small transfers every month. Always going to the same account, her account. I printed everything out and laid the papers across my table. At first, it looked random. Then it didn't. The transfers always happened 2 days after my deposits. Never before, never late. She waited until the money settled. That told me everything. This wasn't impulsive, it was deliberate. I asked myself a question. I didn't want to answer. How long would this have continued? If I hadn't noticed, a year? 5? I realized something else. She wasn't afraid of being caught. She was counting on me. Staying quiet. That night, I didn't feel angry. I felt replaced. Like my role had been reduced to a signature and to permission. That's when her words at dinner made sense. "You're bad with money." It wasn't an insult. It was justification. I tested her once more, and I sent a message. "I'm thinking about moving some funds." She replied quickly. Don't. The timing isn't good. No explanation. Just control. That message confirmed everything. After that, I stopped thinking emotionally. I thought procedurally. Step 1, confirm everything. Step 2, document everything. Step 3, say nothing. Silence became a strategy. I went to the bank in person. I didn't accuse anyone. I didn't raise my voice. I asked for printed statements. The teller didn't look surprised. That should have been my first clue. I sat in my car and went through every page, line by line. The pattern was undeniable. I called the bank's support line. I asked questions, calm ones. The answers were precise. Yes, the account was authorized. Yes, the transfers were approved by my signature. That night, I didn't sleep. Not because I was angry, because I was calculating. A week later, I asked my parents to meet me for coffee. Just them. I told them everything. They listened, too quietly. My mother said, "She wouldn't do that on purpose." My father said, "You probably misunderstood something." There it was, the same sentence in a different form. I didn't argue, and I thanked them for listening and paid the bill. That was the moment. I realized this wasn't just about money. It was about who they believed. 2 days later, I met with a lawyer. I didn't tell him how I felt. I showed him the numbers. He didn't interrupt. He didn't comfort me. He looked at the papers and nodded. Then he said, "This was intentional." That sentence changed everything. Court wasn't dramatic, no shouting and no gasps, just documents, dates, transfers, signatures. I watched her confidence fade. Not when I walked in, not when the judge arrived, but when the transfers were read out loud, one by one. She didn't look at me, not once. The judge wasn't impressed. Excuses didn't matter. What mattered were the numbers. When the decision was read, she avoided my eyes. Afterward, no one spoke. Not in the hallway, not in the parking lot. Weeks passed, family dinners stopped, messages slowed down. The silence moved from me to them. They laughed first. I stayed quiet, and in the end, silence told the truth for me. If you've ever been underestimated by someone close to you, you already know why silence matters.